of strategies and techniques. Please.
Morning. Can you hear me? Great. My name is Sarah Wendel, and I'm the medical director of the University of Virginia Emergency Department. Today we're going to talk about quality improvement initiatives, and I would argue that this quality improvement projects are probably the framework to why every program at this hospital is so successful. So our summaries and objectives here today. So what we're going to talk about is the components of quality care, and then we're going to talk about what a culture of quality means. We're going to talk about clinical standards, and then we're going to talk a little bit about a framework that the World Health Organization has put into place. It has just been released in the last 6 to 9 months, and it's the World Health Organization has a toolkit for quality care initiatives across the country, which is free and available online. So why is quality care important? So actually, quality care is a challenge in all care settings. So actually, 1 in 10 individuals at high-income countries have issues due to quality care. And then 134 million individuals in low and middle-income countries are subject to quality and poor quality care initiatives. Adverse outcomes resulting in unsafe care are actually one of the 1 in 10 leading causes of death and disability worldwide. So what is quality? So the World Health Organization and the Institute of Medicine have put together a definition. So the definition is the degree to which health services for individuals and populations increase the likelihood of desired health outcomes. So what should a quality health services be? So this has been put together from the World Health Organization, and it looks at what we want our health services to be. So we want it to be efficient. We want it to be safe. We want it to be patient-centered and timely. We want it to be equitable. We want it to be integrated and efficient. So there are some key features to building a quality culture. So we want quality to be across all leadership groups, and we want it to be transparent. We want it to be a learning organization and build in accountability at all levels. We want it to be meaningful, comprehensive, and sustainable, and also does involve the community in their engagement. We want to empower individuals in groups, and we want to align across the mission and the values of the organization. So there's something called a quality trilogy. So this looks at what you want to have in place to build a quality program. So we want to make sure that when we're planning for quality, you have all the inputs and outputs available and all the resources needed. You want to assure that the quality is available and that there's internal processes in place that can look if it's being successful. And then the whole goal is to improve the quality of care. So you want to be able to show that you're improving the quality of care. So always want to start with our clinical standards. And this is a great thing to take from the Ministry of Health and the regional or national experts. And if that's not available within your realm or your context, it's always appropriate to go from the facility base and look at what is appropriate for your patient care. So as I mentioned earlier, so the World Health Organization has a quality improvement cycle, and all of available online, and they also do have available to look at specific contexts and specific programs to see if there's availability to look at other areas across the country. So we're going to walk through this one. So first, as we kind of talked through clinical standards, you want to commit to the district and national aims and clearly define what the facility goals are. Next, you want to identify and organize a quality improvement team. So this should be multidisciplinary. It shouldn't just be doctors, it shouldn't just be nurses, it should include everybody who touches the patient. And you want to sit down and bring a group together with clear objective and vision, and also have clear deadlines and timelines so that work is done. Next, you want to look at and conduct a situational analysis and look for gaps in care. So a great way is to run through how the patient walks through a clinic or walks through the care space to look for gaps in available opportunities for improvement. And then when you have found those gaps in care, it's very important to share your results, especially with the leaders who are accepted in supporting your work. Next, you're going to identify your quality improvement activities. So there is a myriad of options for quality improvement activities, but you want to make sure that it's simple and available within your context. So we're going to talk through two specific ones that can be used. So the first one is SMART objectives. So we all have a goal when we start a project, but a great way to make sure that the objective and goal is available for everybody to understand is to make it into a SMART objective. So a SMART objective is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. So this is a SMART goal objective. So the problem is that the facility has high surgical site infections, and the objective is to reduce those. But a SMART objective would look at our timely, specific, attainable objective to make sure that the facility aims to reduce surgical site infections by 50% for individuals undergoing elective surgeries by a timeline of 2025. The next quality improvement project of activity is the PDSA cycle. So this is something that you can use multiple times, and you want to use it by planning, do, study, and act. So it's a 4-step problem-solving program that looks at how you're trying to accomplish, what the change needs to be, and how you're going to study it. The next part of our WHO framework would be to implement these quality improvement projects and measure results. So you want to test in the action plan a proposed timeline, and you want to do it for a limited period of time to make sure that you're making a beneficial impact onto the project. You want to make sure that you're sharing your results across all leadership forums, across all staff meetings, and also out into the community. Lastly, we want to make sure to continuously look at our data. It doesn't have to be robust data. It can just be on a piece of paper, but you want to make sure that you're looking and evaluating if the work that you're doing is successful.